Dreadlord here. Today we're working on Kerbal Space Program. We're going to start a new career mode. So let's just hop right in and hit start now. Leave it that. Let's see. There's a whole new choice of flags since the 1.0 update. Let's go with this. Yes. So I have Hunter here with me.
What's up?
They don't like you.
They like me more than you, just like everybody else.
But I have more subscribers. Anyway, so the layout is still the same as before. For those of you that don't know, you got the runway, the launch pad, tracking station, R&D center, astronaut complex, the spaceplane hangar, the vehicle assembly building, and mission control, where we're going to go to for right now.
I think they can read.
Shh. I'm explaining things. So right now I can only have 2 contracts because I haven't upgraded the complex yet, but we'll do that later. For now we're just going to accept these 2 contracts. And we're gonna go off and build a ship. It's not gonna launch.
Of course not.
Hey. This is my video.
And?
Start with command pod. For those of you that don't know, the organizational pattern is along these little sections where you have all your different parts. You get more parts when you upgrade.
When you don't suck.
I don't like you. Stop that. Okay. So, as you'll see, if I put that on, it's only on one side. So what you're going to want to do is go down to the bottom left-hand corner and click on your symmetry mode. Or, if you know a lot of keyboard shortcuts like me, you just pick the object back up and hit X, and that will do the exact same thing. For now, this is all we can do, so we're going to go up here and hit launch. Any input while it's loading, Hunter.
Razzle flazzle.
And that's the story of the day. The story of tomorrow will be Mother's. Your mother.
These nuts?
No, that's just bad. Because tomorrow's Mother's Day.
Well, it's not These Nuts Day.
Of course not. There will never be a day like that. Anyway, as you start off, you're right here at the launch pad, of course. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a crew report, go ahead and keep that data. Take whatever other scientific data you can. In this case, I'm using just the mystery goo containment units.
You know, he's using all this stuff and he's still on the planet he started in.
Shut up. Getting more science than you. So what you're gonna want to do after that is go down to the bottom right hand corner and hit this EVA button. Now, if you'll notice, you're not physically attached to the ship.
Because he doesn't even physics.
And this is a physics game. Anyway, what you right click on your Kerbal and you do an EVA report, and as it says you're flying over shores because you're not physically attached to the ship, you go ahead and take that. Then you would right click on the pod again, take that data from the last report and just store it inside the actual container, and then you just hit space and fall to the ground. And now what you're going to want to do, you can walk around if you want. You're going to right click on your Kerbal again and take another EVA report, and then you're just going to head back over to the capsule, climb on there, and board that thing. Now what what you're going to want to do, since you already took the crew report from, well, that you had, and stored it inside the vessel, you can take another crew report. And for now,
science.
Yep. And right now, that is literally the max amount of science you could get from that mission. And now, as we return to the Space Center, this little box pops up showing what science we got from what part. And I'll show you that we got 13.2 science from that one mission, although you'll notice that we have 23 science. That extra science came from completing one of those contracts from the mission control, because sometimes they give science. This also shows the parts that you recovered and the crew that you recovered. Now, it says that he gained 1 XP. Once he gains another XP, he'll level up, and that'll give him more abilities to use, which we'll talk about those next mission. But for now, we're going to go to the vehicle assembly building and build a rocket that's actually going to get off the ground.
Now.
Yes. What we're going to want to do is add a parachute from this utility section, go to the engines, and add this flea. Now, if you'll notice, according to this, both the engine and the parachute are going to fire in the exact same stage. And we really don't want that, because that would be bad. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit this little plus, add another stage, and drag the rocket engine down there. And now our rocket is pretty well good to go. Sorry, it's been a while since I've actually done any videos. I just got a new recording software and I'm going to start back up on those. Now, since this is a solid fuel booster, you can't exactly control the thrust of it, although you can control the thrust for your actual engines other than the solid fuel boosters with shift and control Z and X. But for now, when you just hit space, it just goes up and you can't adjust it at all. So since we're going up, we're going to want to observe the mystery goose since we're in air, and keep that data and do the same over here. Come on, there we go. And since we haven't gotten a crew report in air, we're going to go ahead and do that. Although we can't do an EVA because we're off of Kerbin's surface. I'm going to have to upgrade that astronaut complex first with money, which we get from doing these contracts, which I completed 5 of apparently. Oh yeah, those altitude and distance and speed records. Right, forgot about those. Those are very helpful sometimes. They end up giving you a lot of money. For now, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit space again and deploy that parachute, even though I'm still going up. So I just begin my descent downward. And as the ship begins to turn, we begin to drift downward again. For now though, until we get pretty close, I am just going to pause the recording and I'll get back with you guys in a minute. And as we begin getting closer and closer to the surface, we begin to slow down. Right now we're at 1200 meters in the air, going at 35 meters a second. Once we get down to 500, our parachute will completely deploy and will slow down to about 6 meters a second. You guys will see that here in a couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1. There we go. And voila, the parachute is fully extended. Now we're slowing down pretty fast. Now I'm just gonna time warp until we start getting close to the surface. As you can see, our shadow, that can help you determine how close you are to the actual surface. So, and we have touchdown. Woohoo! Ah, crap. Sorry. Forgot I had that there, actually. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is recover your vessel. And then we shall go right back to the Space Center. There we go. And now we have 41 science. And we have all that. So we have a good amount of money. Not yet, but soon. I want to upgrade the astronaut complex so I can finally perform EVAs in air. But for now, we're going to go down here to the Research and Development Center. We're going to start off by buying this basic rocketry, which gives us another engine, another solid fuel booster, and actual fuel tanks. So go ahead and buy that. Then you have these, gives you a new pod, a new science part, way to transmit science, or not science but data, and a decoupler. Those are really, really useful. Since we have 31 science, I'm going to go ahead and buy this stability, basically aerodynamics in air. Basically what we're going to be doing for this first little bit is just spamming science. I mean, really, that's all we can do to help. Let's see, yes. Now we have these science juniors, which will give us much more science than, you know, just the actual mystery goo containment units. So now what we're at, fuel tanks. And those are pretty helpful. I'll add a decoupler right there that'll kind of get rid of all this excess weight once we run out of fuel, I guess. Let's not have that one, actually. Let's just have the engine. And just to look cool, let's have some fins. There we go. And now we have fins. Okay. So now we're gonna go back to the launch pad. And then we're going to launch this rocket off in a particular direction, other than just straight up. There we go. Okay, so how I was telling you, when the astronauts level up, they each get different abilities. Jebediah right here, he is a pilot. So that means he can turn on stability control. You turn that on by hitting the T key on your keyboard. When you level up, you get a little box right here that allows you to position your rocket in a specified direction. But with this on, it just basically keeps your rocket where it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... come on. I'm going to observe the materials bay. 7.5 science just from that. Okay, since this is an actual engine, I can control the thrust. So I'm gonna throttle all the way up and hit space. If I want to throttle it down, I can. Just so you guys can see that I can throttle it down if I want to. I'm gonna observe that materials base since I'm in the air. And that's 17.5 science right there. So that's pretty good. And as we go up, you can see I put this at such an angle so that I will go into the ocean. You only get a certain amount of science for each biome, and since the ocean itself is a biome, that helps. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and decouple that. Bye bye. And now I am sent sailing through the air. At about, yeah, pretty fast speeds. Okay. No, I'll just reset that experiment. Wait till I get back into the water. See if I can do a crew reporting. Yeah, cool. Okay. Go ahead and check that. So now we're doing pretty good on cash, which is helpful. Okay, just wait to get back downward. Once we hit about, I don't know. Oh my. Oh no, that's not good. That is, oh, like I could change it. Oh well, once we get down to about 2,000, I'm gonna deploy the parachutes, and that'll bring us down to about this. And our speed is just staying right about there instead of going about 1,000 miles an hour. And there we go, parachutes deploying. Still going only about 6 meters a second. We should touch down into the water pretty safely. Okay, just wait for that. Since this is the ocean, you can't exactly tell where your shadow is going to land. See? Oh. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is do an EVA and just repeat the process from last time. Take that data, store the experiments. Whoops. Ah, dang it, Jebediah. Guess I'll take another EVA report. Sorry, I'm just trying to get back in my ship. Okay, let's try this from a different angle. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Come on. Now you can do it. Now you can. Okay. Give me just a second to figure out what I'm doing. So close. Yay, okay. So now I'm just gonna do another EVA and take the data, store the experiments, just make sure they're all good. Board again. Take another crew report, get that science, and recover the vessel. And as we return to the Space Center, I realize I've taken up enough of your time, so I'm going to end the video here. If you liked the video, please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much. That's it for this video. Okay, bye.